What's going on, guys? It is December 28th, 29th today, Friday. We are back here with another episode of Down the Rabbit Hole. I am just hanging out here, kind of going over some stuff and working on a new painting, kind of. I take that quite lightly that I'm kind of working on a painting. Because I just started it. It needs to start off as a mess. So I have to make a bunch of mistakes and then I use the background to fill in pieces. So it's kind of a weird process. So I'm kind of working on that. And the problem is I started with the wrong base color. And the idea is there, but it's not working out so well. But we'll get into that later. What I did want to do today is review the 12 Days of Christmas drawing that I finished over the holiday week. So let's jump over into the studio. Sorry, you guys probably didn't need to see that advertisement for Polar Seltzer water. Let's jump over into the studio and let's take a look at what we're doing today. So this was the 12 Days of Christmas rendered by ChatGPT. I ended up drawing it on a large format piece of paper. Let me drop the display capture webcam out of the corner so that you guys don't have to look at that. So the premise here was I had ChatGPT write the words for me of the 12 Days of Christmas, and I will bring them up because I posted them. Give me 1 second. So the first day was one unicorn, and I'll zoom in for you guys and try to map this out for you a little bit better. And if I do that, I'm going to have to watch it in the document cam, which is alright. So on the first day of Christmas, we have a unicorn. So on the first day of Christmas, I drew one unicorn. On the second day of Christmas, it called for 2 penguins. So I put a tag. Second day of Christmas, there we have our 2 penguins. The third day of Christmas, we were blessed with some whales. So we have 1 whale there, 1 whale jumping out of the water there, and another whale here in the water. So our 3 whales. This one has a tag on him. He's got the third day of Christmas on him. So then next we move to 4 bananas, which I easily drew 4 bananas here. And we map this out. Next we had 5 flamingos, I believe. 5 flamingos. So my 5 flamingos, I had 1 in the shadows right here, which is hidden. I have 1 flamingo flying right here. As you can see, he's flying. There's another flamingo right here. That's 3. I need 2 more. There's 1 more over here. And he has the tag on him. And there's 1 back here. So there's 5 flamingos. And then next we had 6 saxophones. So our flamingo here has 1 saxophone. I need 6 of them. I have to remember where they all are. There's another one right here. So that's number 2. There's another one right here. That's number 3. There's another one right here. That's number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 6. There's 1 right here. That's 5. And there's the baby Joey's playing one right here. That's 6. So there's definitely 6 saxophones. Then we have 7 kangaroos. Let's start on this side. We have 1, 2. I'm going to move over here to this one. 3, 4, 5. And then you move over here, and we have 6 and 7. So 7 kangaroos. It's amazing I remember where all these things are. Hi, Kylie. So we had 7 kangaroos. So and then there was 8 octopus in this. I'm gonna zoom out just a little bit, and we can look for them together now that we're moving at a bigger scale. There, I think everyone should be able to see that. So now we have to look for octopuses. There's one right there. Okay, count them off. 1. Most of them are in the water. No, that's not true. 1, and then there's 1 riding on the flamingo's back. There's 2. And then there's 1 right here. That's 3. And there's 1 right here. That's 4. Did I put all 8 in? Uh-oh. I thought there was more than 8. I thought there was 9. Okay, hold on. The octopuses are tricky. Okay, there's 1 here. 1, 2, scan. 3. And then there's 2 on his boxers. 4, 5. They're really small. 6, 7. Oh, I remember. And I put 1 on his leg as a tattoo. 8. But there's 1 more. I put 1 more in. Oh, there's 1 more. 9. So if you didn't count 2 on his boxers, because 1 doesn't quite look like even if you zoom in, they're pretty small. It's like a little octopus, but you might not count those. So I put some extra ones in. There's an extra one up here. Kind of. I don't count those as 2. But up to you. You can figure it out. Okay. Now we're getting into the heavy hitters, because these are the ones that I had to do a lot of. So there was 9 giraffes, 10 helicopters, 11 fireworks, and 12 hedgehogs. So 9 giraffes. So we have 1 giraffe here, 2, 3 giraffes, 4 giraffes. There's a giraffe riding on this flamingo. 5 giraffes, 6 giraffes, 7 giraffes, 8 giraffes, 9 giraffes. So 9 giraffes. 10 helicopters. Whew. Is there one on the right in the S? Oh yeah, this one. There's that one too. So, yeah, octopus. I'm sorry. There's one in the spaceship. There's a giraffe in this spaceship. Where were we? We need to do, after spaceships, I think it's is it helicopters? Helicopters, then fireworks, then hedgehogs. So there's supposedly, if I drew it correctly, there's 10 helicopters, which seems to be a lot of helicopters. So we have 1 helicopter, 2 helicopters, 3 helicopters, 4 helicopters, 5 helicopters, 6 helicopters, 7 helicopters, 8 helicopters, 9 helicopters, 10 helicopters, 10 helicopters. What? How many should I have? 10 helicopters. Great, I have 10 helicopters. Fantastic. That's exactly how many helicopters I needed to have. I'm excited by the little things in life when you do them correctly. Okay, now 11 fireworks. Let's not toot our own horn yet because we're not out of the woods. 11 fireworks. Now fireworks, I decided to do anything as like an exploding firework or actual firework. So we'll go through the ones in the sky. Okay, so we have the one exploding firework here, 1. We have another one of those here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We have 6 exploding fireworks. That means I should have 5 left over to do. So 5 actual fireworks. So there's 1 firework here, 2 fireworks here, 3 fireworks here, 4 fireworks here, 5 fireworks here. So that would make our 11 fireworks. Now last but not least is the hedgehog. And I made the hedgehog pretty cartoony because I had to draw a lot of them. So they're pretty fun. But let's get in close because I drew them small. So 12 hedgehogs. That's our plan. That's what we're going to try to do. 1 hedgehog in the water, taking a bath or taking a nice little tube ride. We have a hedgehog coming in here, so that's 2 hedgehogs. Scanning. Our third one is here in the little boat, little giraffe floaty. So that's 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we have the pilot here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right there, 9 over here, 10, 11, and our last one is right here, number 12. So that's pretty cool. Got everything done, and it worked. It was terribly difficult. I don't know if I would challenge myself to do something like this again, because it just got exponentially worse. The problem was the farther the days got, the more I had to draw. And maybe if I didn't start it like 3 days before Christmas and then try to draw it all in one day, that was impossible. But overall, I think it came out pretty good. It's fun, at least. Something to look at. Would look good in a coloring book, but then I'd have to do something similar for each month. Could be a cool calendar piece. I don't know. I don't know what you do with things I don't know what to do with things that I make. So I just have to stop either making things. But what's good now is I'm trying to use my art supplies that I have laying around, because I either need to get rid of them or I need to learn how to use them. So that's the plan. And so we're kind of experimenting tonight. I did set up the studio to do... run camera long ways. And here's kind of the problem I'm running into. So, as you can see, I have shaken all my pens today. I took some time. Well, you can't see that I've shaken them, but I've set them out. I've set them out today so I can work with them. And some of them are brand new, like this one has never been opened. And some of them are old and don't have any more paint in them. Like probably this yellow. No, this yellow feels pretty good. I There's some of them that have been around since the first set. So a lot of different colors, a lot of different things that we can work with. But a couple days ago, I had this set of skateboards that I had bought, and I had started to paint them. And then, like many projects, they just get overshadowed by millions of things to do. So the idea for this one is there is a giraffe. The problem is I painted this board this bright neon yellow orange, which is cool because that's the color I want the giraffe to be, but I don't necessarily need anything else to be that color. So I'm trying to figure out what the coolest way to make this happen is going to be, and that's just kind of where trial and error and layering paint and trying to figure that all out comes into play. Maybe I could submit him to Highlights Magazine. But the guy from Highlights Magazine is like the king of those things. I need to practice a little bit and kind of play with my style of drawing those. I think I could draw something pretty cool with like a search and make a game out of them. And that would be a good niche selling point. But I really need to maybe, I don't know, take it to a digital format where I can move things around, shrink them, make them bigger. That would be easier. But for now, yeah, it was just a fun exercise to try to do and test myself to see if I could draw 12 Days of Christmas. And I hope no one truly loves me all that much to give me 12 hedgehogs. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for commitment, or even 9 giraffes or 6 kangaroos. Anyways, there's a giraffe drawn very lightly. I did take some time and I sanded down some of this grain. You won't be able to see it, I don't think, but there is some kind of depth to this paint. We're going to try our best and test out some paints, and I don't know, we'll just see how this goes. I'm not really worried about anything being messed up. I kind of want to take some time to figure out what glass looks like, because it's basically a series of different animals inside UFOs, but like a very standard UFO, and that might be what I do a series of, because I think it'd be kind of fun and people might like them. So that's what we're going to work on. Man, sometimes getting started on projects is the biggest battle. Let me drop back into my face cam so you're not talking off into the oblivion. All right, so let's get started. So yesterday I drew in the UFO, but as I sanded, all the UFO color disappeared. I did use, I think, like a white or like a gray. That wasn't very good. We're going to test out some old colors. Oh, what I was going to do, just get so sidetracked. We're going to go into the split screen, and what I want to do is I want to go to the Google, and I want to use the Google, and I kind of want to look up, what should I look up? Glass dome? I need it in different. It's very reflective. Would that be a good representation of it? What colors are in it? Is it clear? Is it not clear? What is it? How do you draw that? It's clear. See, that's the problem I run into. Is it gray? It's not gray. Is it white? It's the background. What is the background? The background's going to be space. So I need to color it all in black. Or a fade of some color. I don't know. There's where my problem lays. Yeah, no, it did have 2 of every animal. I could do 2. He's actually riding with a little bunny in the drawing. Let's get started. And I guess at least the only one I didn't shake was black, because I didn't think I was going to be blacking anything out. But let's not black it out. Let's start with something that's way more subtle. It really would be cool to put it on like a sunset, but if I do it on a sunset, this is going to have to be more of a silhouette because the light's going to be coming from the back. So, I don't know. Kind of lost here. I started with the wrong color. Oh man, this black doesn't look like it's in good shape. That's alright. We said we weren't going to start with black. We'll start with whatever color we want. That's crazy though. I probably don't have a black that could do what I need this to do. Okay. It's okay. We're gonna make do with what we got. Do I have a paintbrush laying around? Of course not. I've been putting things away. Everyone should be so proud. Okay. That's what we're going to do. We are going to test out some golden paints actually, because I've been really wanting to test these out. So I bought these little micro. Oh, let's go back into the studio. So I bought these little 1 ounce golden paints of different colors that I've been really wanting to use to see if I can get some color depth and like mix some colors. I usually don't mix colors because I'm used to painting with Walmart colors. So the issue with painting with Walmart colors is they don't mix. They just turn brown. Every color you can mix white with red and it turns brown for some reason. You're like, what? How? Why? How did you do that? So we're gonna try to mix some colors and play with some. Just play with some color. And to do that, I either have my huge palette, which I don't know if that's gonna work if I'm mixing some color. What I really want to do is, there's this purple that I've been wanting to use. Let's just get that out real quick. Sorry guys. A little bit of take apart the transformer. Oh man, these paints feel like they're old. They are old though. Okay. Let's get a paintbrush while we're here. I really want a foam brush. I want, but I don't see any. How do I not have a foam brush when I need one? I do have a few. Okay, great. Great, we're in good shape. Now we've gotten all the art supplies out. And this is a problem all in itself when doing any kind of project. It's like, okay, well, we'll get everything out so you have the biggest range of doing things. Okay, but in all seriousness, I kind of want like a purple, like in this range of, oh man, is that white? That used to be white. That does not look white anymore. Here's some yellow, black. Let's see. This paint is old. It's like real old. But we got a little bit of water. we might need a little bit more water because this sponge brush is going to take some wetting. You know what I'm going to mix it on? It's not ideal, but I don't really have all that much stuff to mix things on. But I do have this palette. So again, we're not going to be using our goldens right this second. I just cannot find a project to use them on. I will use them tonight. We're going to open some up and try to figure that out too. But let's use some of this abstract paint. Now, mind you, this is old, so this is not a good representation of this paint. But let's put a purple background in. Oh no. Maybe we are using the golden paints. These might not open. Uh-oh. Hold on. Let's see. Maybe I did not ever open them correctly in the first place. Which sounds like a me type thing to do. Looks like I did though. Looks like it's free of all its goodness. Oh. Oh. Ow, I hurt myself. Okay. Ow, that hurt. Okay, well, that was a valiant effort. Hopefully something good comes out of it. Okay, so let's add some purple. Let's add some purple over here just to see how thick it is. Well, it's actually really nice paint. It's probably quite expensive when I bought it. Probably shouldn't be using a foam brush. People are like, no, don't use a foam brush. I want to get a fade in though, and I need to put a lot of paint down. Okay, fine. I won't use a foam brush. I'll use a regular paintbrush. Okay, so here it is. This is the abstract. This paint is probably, I don't know, 5 years old at least. So if it's a little thick or a little discolored, actually I'm gonna paint all the way to the giraffe's neck because there's no point in not doing that. Sorry guys, you guys are gonna have to watch this sideways, and it's gonna be kind of a mess because I actually don't want I need to thin out the paint a little bit. It's so sticky. Look how poorly I'm painting. Not smooth brush strokes. Okay, I'm going to give it a little bit of water so I can move a little bit more paint around. I'm going to do more than one coat, so I'm not super worried about consistency, and I really do need to mix this paint better. Man, it is. You can tell that it's lost a lot of its consistency because I could have probably mixed it in the little bag a little bit better. Let me see if I can thin this out a little bit more before carrying on, because it's like working with toothpaste right now. And maybe that's like what this is for. And I'm just wrong surface. This is made for canvas. What is this made for? That I should have painted with it 5 years ago. Let's take a look. See, let's read the back while we're mixing. kind of want it to look pretty gross, because the rest of it already looks pretty terrible. So we're just going to go in here and kind of quick paint this area. We'll come back and line it all up in a second. Oh, yeah, this paint is so thick. Okay. I really like the dome though, but I really have to paint. Oh, it's so sticky. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I might have a solution to this. What is this? This is airbrush medium. Nope, that's not what I need. Hold on. Releaser. Is it releaser? No, I think it's retarder. Let's see if I add some golden. I have some golden retarder. I have some actually acrylic release. But let me see if I use some of the retarder, if I can actually get it to thin out a bit. Because it is way too thick. It is not even moving. And it's moving in clumps of color. And like I said, this is what happens when you have supply sitting around. So there's no use saving them. Buy them or don't use them. But saving supplies, not in the cards. Okay, well, let's continue. I like the colors that it's kind of leaving though. Okay, this is looking pretty rough. That's okay. It can only get better. So that's what's good about painting things. So the bunny's right there, and his back goes pretty straight to his ears. And then you have the shoulder, the draft there, and this goes all the way up to his neck. And this in. And, you know, the bunny's super like boring and lame. His shape is just chill. We're just kind of blocking in color. I should have done this in a lighter color. But too bad, too sad. Can't get better with your brushes if you don't use them, but I don't think I'm using this one quite right. You shouldn't have used it to mix my paint with though. That's probably where I like originally messed up. So my next feat is to learn how to use brushes properly. think that's where it ends. So used to painting in really terrible positions though because of having to stream, like drawing in like the worst. But I guess that's how like real painters paint too. They don't you can't turn a building on its side when you're doing a mural. Even if you want to. Whoops. Yeah, my arm got stuck to it. Turn this paintbrush. You're getting some crazier effects in the camera than there actually are happening down here on this side. Oh, I painted inside the face of the rabbit. Yeah, there's like really no consistency in this paint. That's okay though. I'm okay with all of that. Because I'm gonna try something. Oh, I just want to see this side real quick. Whoops. So I just want to see if I keep putting a little bit of retarder in there and I mix it. This golden stuff is actually pretty thick, but it's just clear. So I'm just wondering. So the bunny's here. And draw them out. Ooh. Okay. Well. We can lay a really thin layer. Kind of like this like orange reddish look, this very savanna-y sky up here. I also need to get rid of all this still. Something like that. I really like what I did there, but that's okay. I'm really gonna have to redo what I like there. I'm still gonna try to keep a little bit of it though. Oops. Whoopsies. Ooh, Okay. Oh man, it'll be fine. It'll be great. I don't know if this is my favorite paint, and maybe just because it's really old. Like I said, this stuff is pretty old. It's not really... And we're also painting on wood, so there's all sorts of random problems that are existing right now. Let's just square this off. Get this purple finished. Okay. Whew, that's okay. I can tell this paint isn't any good because as I'm scraping it off, it's like coming apart in like little tiny chunks. Alright, so paint does go bad. Paint does go bad. So use your paint. Don't put it on the shelf. Paint something. What's the worst that could happen? You could be painting something live and it's terrible. Yeah, that's probably the worst that could happen. But whatever. Okay, well that's a big fail. Just looks terrible now. Very inconsistent. Very inconsistent. Which is unfortunate. But paintings take on many forms, so let's continue on our journey of trying to get something done. Okay. This Montana spray paint isn't helping at all either. It's like, it's matte, but it's so bright. It's just shining right through and just changing everything into being brown. Okay. Maybe we should have just went black like we had originally thought. Well, that might be a better idea. We need to get the background in before we try to get the foreground in, though. That's my issue right now. Ugh. Everything has to dry. That's why people don't paint live, because that's gotta dry. Wonder if I could... I'm gonna brush it dry. Oh well. Because we're just gonna do it the right way. We're just gonna do it the right way. I don't know why I'm fighting it. Which one should we do it with? Should we do it with the big boy? That one will just clean up. It's even wet and it's still drawing over it. But I probably shouldn't start there. Oh, I'm gonna spin it around. Try not to knock everything off my desk. But these black Sharpies, man, they cover everything. So we're gonna Sharpie it out. Just because why not? What's the worst that I could happen? I could have to sand it all down. Problem is the dry time. And blocking in color is kind of difficult. Okay. Okay. Fine. We could do that. We could. But maybe that's not the best way to go. Maybe our plans have exceeded our expectations. Maybe we need to use our goldens. But I didn't buy black. It's the only one I don't have. I do have fluid carbon black though, which this stuff is like black. Let's just give it a go. See how this stuff works. I know this stuff's pretty dark. Don't use too much black. Okay, I'm gonna use a lot of black. Let's see. Golden, straight. Probably should have shaken it more than that. I want another paintbrush so I get a better idea. Everything works, but I don't have anything very big, which is kind of disappointing. Like my biggest brush is this one. I need one of those brush cleaners that I see on for makeup. Alright, like these are my two next biggest brushes unless I'm using a foam brush, which is not really what I want to use. Alright. Now that golden black really does cover. Okay. So we found a solution. This is also mixed with some there was India ink in this little ramekin here. Should outline. Okay. We may have saved it. Well, I mean, that's all you can ever do is save it. There's too many things on my desk now. Every Friday there's too many things on my desk. I always get done with this and I'm like, oh man, I got so much to clean up. But I'm on a mission to paint more things. Not that that's helpful in the world. I don't know if me painting giraffes on skateboards is benefiting the world at all. I guess it's keeping me busy, so that's a benefit. Oh, this black is so solid. All golden paints are like really solid, plus the liquid paints are just killer. And they don't have that Sharpie smell. I was gonna like have to open a window with that Sharpie. I knew this had to be done. I just was denying myself, trying to use some old paint. I didn't even use that much black. try some other skateboards, but I think that's going to be this next week's plan. Is I'm going to attempt to use my Cricut machine to make some stencils and some other things so that I can show you how to do that type of stuff, layering stencils and making stuff like that. Painted way too far into this one down here. That's okay. I kind of really want it to be black and white with like a very intricate dome. What time is it? It's already 9. Just a few more drips. And even this doesn't seem like it's at its full potency. Oh, there we go. Looks better. Got some on my hand. Wow. My whole thumb's black. Okay. My uncles and grandma got my card. I mean, painting this thing realistically would be very out of my comfort zone. I really should just do a black and white and just stick to my style, which may come into play in the next one. I'm just trying to go over this Sharpie with this golden. The problem is the Sharpie has made it like tacky. Sharpie is sometimes sticky. And now the golden is mixing with the tacky and creating something strange. It's pretty black. I like it. Oh, I touched it. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this moment. Okay. We're going to kind of draw in a little bit of detail. Oh man, maybe I should use, well, I am gonna end up hitting it with black. It's Molotov chrome. That's chrome. That's white. I need black. So now that this thing is extremely wet and dangerous, we're going to go in, I'm going to draw where our lines need to go to our giraffe friend so that I can paint into those lines. It's like So hard to draw in wet paint. It's impossible. It's alright though. My hand's gonna be all painted. I'm gonna be all painted. There needed to be a mouth here. There's like a bunch of different blacks on here, which is gonna make it terrible, but that's okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do it so it's okay. In reality, what we need to do is we need to draw the UFO back in. We need to draw everything back in. But I can't because the paint's still wet. The paint's still wet. Okay. So since the paint's still wet, okay, we're just going to continue on where we have outlined. Really holding on to that dome line. At least trying to. But even the dome line, the draft doesn't really fit in it. I might have to erase it down here. Oh no. It's okay. Everything I ever knew is gone. This started out orange. That looks like a giant goat. Whew. Bunny is real simple. He's only a few shapes. He's not even a series of very good shapes. I wish I could actually draw him in. but that's okay. I'll just leave space for him where he should be, like a silhouette in space and time. Okay. It's all gone now. I'm out of black again. Good thing I have so much more. It's fine. It's all gotta go. I know I wanted it to stay too, but it's just not gonna make it. No one would have ever known it was so orange. It's still, you can still see the orange. Silly orange. Oh man, I hope this golden, like, sticks. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the Pashkas, if you hit it with the right wetness, they come back to life. I wonder if the Goldens are like permanent. We'll find out soon enough. Okay, well, I know it looks terrible. This is the hard part about painting things, I think, for artists, is like, it really just does look terrible for so long, because you're gonna build it from nothing. You know, and you have to build this idea and concept, and then by the time it gets out onto paper, you're like, oh, well, that wasn't what I was picturing. I was picturing this, like, grand thing. This ugly set of blobs of black. Oh, now it's all black. Great. That's fantastic. I can't paint anything on this black until it dries. So that's kind of the end of the episode. I can give it some detail. I don't want to put any white into it. Let's grab some gray to see if I can put my bunny back in, but I really do want to put the bunny back in white, so maybe we'll just carefully stay in the lines. So bunny ears. This This orange is really not helping a whole lot. Okay, that's not working because that white is not right. This is a little bit yellow, but we're just gonna get the basic color blocking in. Good. Nice. This is not the finest pen I could be using. Definitely. Trying to use this chiseled tip to kind of push through. Yeah, there we go. There's that. You also need the spaceship, which was like, man, it's so hard to draw now that everything's like painted black. I should have really just, well, I had to do one or the other, right? Ugh. It's looking pretty awful. It's okay. It can only get better from here. Could get worse. We're just not going to think about that. Okay, moving right along. Let's keep working on the bottom half, I guess. Try to draw in this flying saucer of sorts. Now there's a dashboard, so there's a dashboard there, but I was pretty sure I drew in flying saucer, something like this. It's okay, I'm going to draw in everything real sketchy, kind of give it a look, because it's already headed in that direction. And there is no returning from that. Okay, and then there's like a little dashboard that goes up. I think there was like a steering wheel even over here. I used to have a steering wheel. There was like steering wheel, right? What if everything got sanded off? So I'm just gonna try to redraw the things that were here. Right, and then shoulder. I'm tracing gray. I should have just traced in gray originally. We can always delete, Control delete whenever we want. Oh man, that's so impossible for you to see. It's just as bad as writing in pencil. A, because we're not even close enough. But B, man, the black is so grotesquely shiny. Oh, and I have markers everywhere. Alright, well, you know, all good projects have to come to an end. Looks like this one's on its way to a finish. It's kind of a bummer because I have to draw this line so close. And I can't. Well, you guys are just going to have to wait to see what this comes out looking like by next week. I'm sure I'll learn a few things, but I can't touch this anymore. I'm getting black paint all over myself. We're going to end a little bit early. This will be the last stream of the year, which is kind of a bummer, I guess. I'll be back next year just to do the same old stuff. Maybe some new stuff. Wow, I just need to like really follow. I have so many brushes to rinse out. Follow the line. Up, right? And it's got to be like similar on the other side, or it doesn't. Then we have our little UFO. I don't know how much I like this all black. I'll probably sprinkle it with stars. There's some stuff in the background. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do something with it. But in theory, that means that one, like it is pretty even. Like we need to be like right in this area. Coming straight up. I don't know. It's got to be somewhat symmetrical. Oh, I cannot turn this anymore. Right. Put some stars in the background, kind of level it out. I might go back in for another sand and reapply the black. I don't know. Might mix the colors a little bit better. It's just so all over the place. I think my brush is just so small. It's hard to cover. Let's just give it a little bit of juice. Just see if we can smooth that out a little bit. But I honestly think it's because this Montana paint just like bubbled a little bit. Oh, painting over the dome part. Sponge brush applies it nicely, but it takes a lot of paint to put into the sponge brush. Is that looking better for you guys up there? Or just me? Just me, probably. Well, we'll see how this turns out. We got a week. Gonna pick at it and play with it for the next couple of days, but I think I'm gonna start cleaning up and letting things dry. Maybe when it's not so glossy it won't look so textured, or maybe I like it textured and I'll draw something in the texture. Who knows? But I definitely painted something black. And that's cool. Anyways, I think that's going to be it for this one. I think that's going to be it for this one. I'm going to let this dry. Like I said, this is the last episode of the year. I actually like it. It's not looking too bad in the dark. That's where my art belongs, is in the dark, which is why we do a late night Friday show. But we're gonna keep on working on that. I'm gonna do a couple new things with. Hold on, I'll jump back into the webcam since we're gonna wrap it up. So I guess the plan for this week is to. Oh my gosh, I just got black all over my hand. This top, I think it was plugged a little bit. Like I said, I haven't used a lot of these art supplies in a while. There we go. So my plan for this week would be to, I'm going to try to work with my Cricut and cut some stencil work and some stickers to try to lay down and maybe, do some cool spray painted pieces and show you how to use stencils and layer stuff. That might be fun. I'm actually pretty good at that stuff. I've been doing that for a long time, longer than using any of the supplies that you've seen me use on this channel. But usually spray paint is a little caustic to be spraying inside. So that's why we've been doing drawing, and I've been practicing drawing. But this week I'm going to be doing some cool projects. I want to try to replicate a couple cool textile patterns and see if I can do that through either paint, laying down some stencils and then painting through those stencils, or I don't know, just some creative way to kind of get some cultural textures that have been kind of classic to different areas of the world for a long time. So that should be the next one. Holy smokes, I almost knocked this skateboard over, and if that had touched my rug would have been stamped with a black giraffe shape on it. Alright, before I knock anything over or I destroy anything, I need to clean up my area. And everyone have a good night and a happy new year. We will see you in the new year, and I should have that skateboard finished. That's going to be my goal, is to finish that before next Friday, so I can keep pumping out art projects every week and stay productive at least. All right, well, that's going to be it for this one. Have a great Friday night and enjoy your weekend. Peace. Good night. Good night, Kylie. Thanks for watching.